Well, hello to my RC noob brethren out there. This is J.K. Aby. Just wanted to give you a quick update. I actually started working on some roll cage and front bumper, and I wanted to let you know that you can indeed braze aluminum tubing. This is lightweight aluminum tubing, 1/4 inch, and I forget the wall depth. I think it was 0.64 or 0.46. But regardless, you can use a product called AlumaWeld, and let me see if I can get this in the shot here. AlumaWeld rods. I bought these at Harbor Freight for about $14 for, I think, 8 sticks of it. One stick will go a long way, but basically you apply just a regular propane torch to the material. As long as you heat your base metal up to at least 750 degrees at the joint, and then apply the rod to it. I've got a piece of rod left. Once you heat this joint up entirely at 750 degrees, you just touch the rod to the hot joint. It'll actually soak up this material, and it is stronger than the original aluminum. Just to show you, I'll do a drop test or a throw test here. And you can see here that there was absolutely no problem with that. It is solid. It's not going to go anywhere, and it'll definitely work great for the roll cage. The other thing I wanted to show you is I picked up some metals to work with, and this is all aluminum. Couple of things here. Here's a stinger that I just built over the weekend. I did not take a lot of pictures of the build, but don't worry, because I will be building another one and doing the full demonstration on how to do so. But this bumper is made entirely out of aluminum. For the box part, I basically cut a design like so, and then bended the 4 pieces. This is kind of thin. I'll get a good shot here so you can see my handiwork. Not bad. First one ever made like this. I think when I rebuild it though, and it is a snug fit, I don't have it bolted on yet, I used, you can buy these at any hobby store. It's called Create with Metal, quality metal sheets. And the one that I used for the bumper was aluminum sheet, stock number 256, and it's a 4x10 sheet that is 0.032 in thickness, 0.032. I found this to be a little thin for my taste. Let's see if you can see here, and please excuse the bumper. It is an ugly mess. There's a lot more grinding that needs to be done on this, but it's pretty thin, and unfortunately with enough heat, the problem with aluminum, and I realize you probably can't see this in detail, but you can see that spot right there. The problem with aluminum is that when it gets too hot, you'll actually melt the aluminum. In fact, on the other side, you can see there's a hole. So it burned all the way through that aluminum. Now, the great thing about the AlumaWeld rod is I can actually heat this back up, run the rod over this entire side here. I'll run the rod over the entire side and create a new side, if you will. This stuff is so strong, it's actually stronger than the aluminum. So once you use that AlumaWeld rod on this, it's going to be stronger than the aluminum itself. It's fantastic stuff. And again, just to show you the strength of this, I can do a throw test, and you know, it's not going to crack, it's not going to break any joints. It's really good. However, when I do the rebuild, I bought the next thicker size today at the hobby store. Now, originally I was using a 0.032. Now I'm going to be using a 0.064. And this is stock number 257 for the 0.064. So at 0.032 it was 256, and at 0.064 it's 257. This stuff is a lot thicker. It's essentially a fat aluminum plate, if you will. So I'll be redoing this bumper for you guys. with the .064. It should be a lot stronger of a bumper. I also bought some tin sheet. So it's not aluminum, it's tin, and it's a .008. So it's very thin in comparison to, let's see, I've actually got, this was the .032 that I used for the bumper. You can see I've cut out the pattern there. It is thin enough to bend a little bit, but not a whole lot. This new stuff, the .064 thickness, is not gonna bend. Very, very minimal. I mean, it's thick. It's hard. The tin stuff that I bought is actually for dressing up the vehicle. So on our Project Jeep TJ, I'm going to be using this really thin stuff to create body armor, essentially on the side of the vehicle and wrapping around. I'll probably lose these taillights so that I can do a full metal wrap around the body and stop it right at the tailgate here. This stuff is so thin, it's not even credit card thin. It's almost like paper. You can see how flappy it is. So this will be great to just trace out some cool little designs like that, and I'll either glue them into place or I'll use some really small screws to screw it in. Haven't really decided on that just yet. So to catch you up with the idea of the roll cage, this is a test piece. I've actually got a second one done for the other side, and of course they're not bolted in or anything yet, but I wanted to give you an idea of what we're working with so far. So if I can get down here, it'll sit about like that right there. So that's going to be the height of the roll cage. This was actually very easy to do so far, knock on wood. What makes it easy is, number one, you're working with aluminum. This stuff bends really easy, so much easier to work with than steel. You can buy these cheap little bender tools from Harbor Freight. I highly recommend them. I think I paid $6 for this tool, and it's got the little slots in there. It'll bend 1/4, 3/16, and 1/8, and that's really all the material that you need to work with right there. So $6 at Harbor Freight for this little pipe bender, and it's a jewel. I can't tell you enough. The other thing that I think I've mentioned is that you do need some sort of vise. Again, this is a very small vise. I'll put my hand on it just so you can see. And I do not have big hands, so it is not a big vise at all. Bought this at Harbor Freight again because I love cheap tools. I think I paid a whopping $26 for this. Not only can you use it to bend stuff, but you can use it to hold rods so you can file them. Got a nice little hammer plate in here, so if you're trying to make some corners, it works out great. Also picked up some really, really tiny rods. These are stock number 1015, and it's 3/32 by .014. So I'll see if I can get this in the shot, but we're talking about tiny little rods here. These things are just miniature. These will be great for building a front hoop for my winch cable, or my winch hook to hook onto. And so you can bend this stuff really easy that way. I'm also going to take a piece of this and bend a small, kind of like a squared U, if you will, to be kind of like a grip. So, you know, your guy would be climbing in and out of this rig with that grip. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick update today. Got a little bit of work done this weekend, and Project TJ is going to be ongoing, of course, and I'm glad to see so many people tuning in. Stay with me. I'll try to do more pictures and video updates of the build process as we go along. And as always, wish me luck. If you have questions, please ask. I've had a couple people PMing me and asking some really good questions, and I like noob questions. There's no question too stupid to ask. So feel free. That's what we're here for. I'll talk to you later. Ciao for now.